giving those signals, doesn't it?
Hey, everybody, this is Dr. Jacob Allen, Professor Spikes, streaming live from Long Island, New York, and vicinity. I'm in the shadows today because
Yeah.
only because I don't know how to get out of them.
What do we do in the shadows?
I'm not hiding my face or anything.
You look like that secret witness.
I'm not
Right.
ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my identity. I'm not ashamed of my pics. I just can't figure it out, the lighting. So, Sava,
We know who you are.
Dan is noticing some short-term trend.
Yeah.
Sam is thinking of his friends. You know what you do? You buy both.
Okay.
I add a little to both. I added the other day to both of them.
Hmm.
This is funny. I just denied hiding from everyone. Linus doesn't believe me.
They found you anyway.
I got to shut this thing off. Shut the volume, please. All right. So I'm in the dark. I'm playing in the dark today. That means, I throw a dart and I buy whatever stock the dart lands on, playing in the dark. I'm pretty good at playing poker in the dark, but I'm not sure about the stock market.
Then how does everybody know what cards you have?
Yeah.
Trust me, it's a straight
You know,
flush.
playing in the dark, and when you announce that you're in the dark, it has a psychological effect on the rest of the table. And then if you raise in the dark, people really get bewildered what to do. I'm actually a master of playing poker in the
So
dark.
now, is it possible then to play poker without any cards in your hand?
No, but I don't have to look at the cards, at least until the river.
Right. You don't have to look at your
On
cards.
the river, I generally look.
You just have to play your opponents.
Yeah, I think Andrew's correct. We were talking before the show.
Yeah.
Biotech is looking to like it wants to come alive. I agree. Yeah, I mean,
But
there's a lot.
I also agree with the second part.
But
Don't dare.
Dexicom and Tandem are two diabetes plays. They're both holding well in this weak environment. Yeah, the same is true with a few other stocks. Yesterday, Sava held well, but I don't know what happened today. I didn't look. But we're going to look together because I have it on my list. I have today on my list Spiders, SPY, Aurinia Pharmaceuticals, which I think is ready to break out. Um, What else? Anovis, Salva, CRISPR, which is moving up. Um, what else?
Well, it's a good start.
Yeah,
I want you to take a look at BCRX.
and BCRX, which had a 5%
BCRX,
on the downside today.
bane of our existences is.
Okay, so we got what to do. And Andrew's with us, Peter's with us, Linus is with us, Dan A is with us, bunch of people with us. Night Two is with us, and Patrick I mentioned, right? Okay, so let's share screen.
Can you share screen in the dark?
I don't know. Apparently,
Oh, there you go.
yeah. Apparently, it's okay. I can share screen in the dark. I'm very the light. The trouble is the light is too bright from the outside. Now the shades I have are not good enough to keep it out. That's actually what's
Yeah,
wrong.
don't sleep in that bedroom.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't. When I'm here in Westchester, I don't sleep anyway because the sleeping accommodations are not too good.
Too bright.
Not well, they're not too bright. Yeah. The S&P was down 1%. The Dow was down 0.5%. The Nasdaq 1.5%. The Russell 0.75%. Crude oil took a hit to $85, which is good. It's always bullish. You need crude to come down to below $80, maybe as low as 60. Then the market will go crazy. You know, Kathy Wood is still insisting that we're going to get it. We're going to wind up in a deflationary economy. I don't know who's whispering these little tidbits to her. But maybe she's having dreams of that happening.
Well,
Gold
something would explain the
gold
behavior.
is down 2%, silver down 2%. You know, gold and silver are very frustrating because they never seem to go up.
Which doesn't make sense with all this inflation. You would think gold, you know, the value of gold should go up.
You would think.
Yeah.
And also in times of war and so on, but it just never goes up. I'm really disenchanted with gold. Euro is flat against the dollar. Actually lost against the dollar. 10-year was gained a little. 3 point. Well, it didn't gain. The yield went up. I mean to say, the value of the bond went down. Bitcoin got slaughtered, another 1% down, back to under 20,000. So that's the story of the general market today. Spiders. Remember I said on the spiders, when it pulls back to that trend line, you might want to nibble. I think it's right at that trend line now that we drew the other day.
Yeah, it went below it a little bit.
Oh, it's below it.
Yeah.
That's bad. Not good. So in other words, it's retested the low from 9.6. I was not home all afternoon, so I'm unaware of what happened at the close. 388.42 on 9.6. Today on 9.15, 388.78. Very close. Very close. 36 cents. Not good. So it looks to me like one of two things will happen. Either it'll dip below the, I think in any event, it dips below, at least at the open, it'll dip below the close on 9.6. And then it'll either bounce back up and form a double bottom, or it'll continue on down and retest the lows back from 617 of 362. No in between for me. So I think either we put in a double bottom right here, or we go down to 362. Nothing in between. I don't see any reason for it to stop somewhere in between. So either it stops right here and goes up, or goes all the way back down to 362. What do you guys, where would you place your bets? That it stops right here, or that it returns?
Well, you still have that other touch point, and if you go flat on that other touch point,
I know there are many other touch points, but
on your trend line, there's only one other touch point. That's the one in between those.
Is that the 61%?
The trend line.
No, the one that's about 380 or 307. No, about 370. The other touch point, yeah, that spot up there. Yes, that one.
That low is.
And if you draw that horizontal line, that picks up.
That would be 371. That might offer some support. Might.
Yeah, but it has all those touches along the way.
The one from 617 is much more relevant.
Right. Well, it's more extreme, obviously.
And also more of a higher level turning point, so to speak. What I call higher level. I have my own terminologies from the algorithm that I developed. At least I think it's my own terminology. So yeah, I would say that nothing in between really is very likely. So either this is a double bottom and we get a move back up, maybe to challenge the 200 day, or we collapse to the 362 low. And if we do that, there's probably an excellent chance we go lower, like
Mm.
349 or 349.50, something like that. Why that number? Why do I keep talking about 349, 350 as a stopping point?
Because of numerology in the Kabbalah.
No, because it's exactly the midpoint between the pandemic lows and the highs of January.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So that would be my stopping point if, in fact, we do go through to 362. If we make fresh new lows, 350 is in play, in my mind. And Ray Diallo, who's the guru of gurus, I think he's calling for 320.
Really?
I think so.
Wait,
320, if something or other happens, I think he had a proviso.
That's scary. That's very scary.
Yeah. And the girl from the woman from Schwab, the head investment at Schwab's, head of equity investment at Schwab's, Liz and something, I think Saunders, is in that camp also that we're going to make new lows. Maybe not 320, but at least challenge those lows.
wow.
So there's a lot of negativity other than from the guy from Morgan Stanley that started the extreme negativity, Mike Wilson.
Right.
Now everybody is jumping aboard. Bank of America investment advisor, investment analyst was on Bloomberg also talking bear market, unsustainable rallies, all kinds of talk like that. So there's a lot of negativity on the street, which makes me a little more positive. I always like to be a contrarian, you know that.
Well, because we're heavily invested, I guess.
No, because contrarian views usually are the correct one in the stock market.
Yes, everything old is new again. Dogs of the Dow get their day.
As soon as everybody believes this is a bear market,
Yeah,
we're
Dan
going
A's right.
down,
The
then,
SQs is the best play in town.
then we'll get a nice rally. I think we need more people talking negative, not less, but more.
Let's do it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. You're right in my wheelhouse.
So I wouldn't be shocked tomorrow if the action on the market is S&P drops to 361,
Wow.
not 361. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
389,
please.
38. No, a little lower than 387, 388, something like that, and then finishes the day in the green. That would be lovely. Then I would call for a double bottom and think that I feel pretty good that we're going up from here. On the other hand, a close below the what is it, 388 level,
Yeah.
then I'm pretty negative. I'm not as negative as Mike Wilson, but I think we do get a retest of the lows. So that's where my thinking is. The market will tell us tomorrow in the morning, early. I think we'll know relatively early what's what in terms of the direction of the markets.
I'm also pessimistic because every time we have a red Thursday, it's usually followed by a red Friday.
Yeah, that's
Well,
right.
if it's a truly bad day,
Miles love Thursdays.
if it's a truly bad Friday tomorrow, then there's no doubt in my mind we're going to retest the lows. But I don't think that'll happen, Kamal. I think we turn it around with a green candle tomorrow.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think we've had a bit of a bloodletting with Tuesday.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not saying we're making brand new highs, but I think we could run back to the 200 and maybe come back down a little again, that kind of thing. It's trading range. I think the range of the trading range that I feel comfortable in is 390 to, let's say, 230, 430, 390 to 430, 40-point trading range, maybe for the next month, something like that.
oh, it's a quad witching day, according to James Lee. That could be something.
No, but oftentimes they tend to be very quiet days in terms of equities. It sounds like it should be volatile, but oftentimes it's very quiet, quad witching. You get
Or at
strange
least no,
things.
no new numbers are going to come out.
You have strange things happening after the bell on quad witching, but sometimes the actual range on the day is quite small on quad witching. All right, so don't be afraid of the quad witching
All
Friday.
right. Still too early for Halloween.
Yeah. Meanwhile, look at CRISPR take off in spite of the market being what it is. It was some kind of positive news. The government is getting behind these neurodegenerative plays
And taking this seriously.
and all kinds of positive news lately on CRISPR. So the news is in our favor here. Of course, after hours, it's selling off. I don't know why. But it had a really good day on a really bad day. So, in fact, it's had a really good 2 weeks, contrary to the market, right? For the most part. It did not participate in the big sell off. So it was positive even that day. It was positive on Tuesday, right? Well,
Oh,
it wasn't positive, but it had a green candle. How's that? It was a relatively good day for it compared to everything else. And I think biotech is starting to catch a bid. So I really like this one. I'm sorry I didn't add to this one when it was recent and a recent low. But it's got a nice trend line going up. It's actually forming a little channel here. It's trying to break out on the upper end of the channel. So it's looking pretty good, Chris, to me. I like the fundamentals. I like the technicals. A close above the 50 would have made me feel even better. But hey, you take what you can get, right? You
Yep.
you take what they give you.
exactly.
Tomorrow we could easily close above the 50. Or not. There's no way to know the day-by-day movements of these things. But the trend is looking good. At least the short-term trend is looking quite good. All right. CRISPR has always been one of my favorite bios for the last couple of years. Gene editing play, I think undervalued. I think a prime candidate for a takeout. A lot of reasons to be in CRISPR. Um, Probably going to be the first gene editing company to get an approved drug through, probably for sickle cell anemia disease. All right. What else did I list? Innovus.
Right. So I'm
Innovus,
in a novice. We have to do those.
Innovus has 44 clinical sites. They will finish their trial for sure by the end of next year, and probably get good results. I'm very optimistic. I actually applied for information as to getting into the trial with an email today, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, see if I'm eligible.
That's nice.
The chart looks phenomenal. When it goes straight up like this, it's a little scary to chase, but if you really want to buy it, I think eventually, even if it pulls back, eventually it'll go beyond 2181. Short term, it could pull back hard. So you got to be careful. But I do love this one. Parkinson's disease, it's nothing for it. Trust me, there's nothing. So if this is decent drug, it'll be a blockbuster. And I think they're going to be the first to market with a breakthrough PD drug in a very long time since Cinemet, which is long off patent. All right, take a look at its friend Sava. I say its friend because I know this is also an Alzheimer's play. I don't see that it fell apart today. Down 4% is just almost normal, for these kinds of volatile days, especially after it's had a good run over the last couple of weeks. So I would think very little of the downward pull today. It actually closed yesterday above the 200. Very nice. So a little pullback tomorrow might be a different story, as it might actually take out today's high would have closed well above the 200. That would really be bullish. So Dan, I wouldn't be overly concerned yet not from the chart anyway. And in fact, Sava, I've been hearing other people telling me now about Sava. Hey, Dr. J, have you heard about Sava? It's a big phase 3 trial on Alzheimer's. It's supposed to be real good. Government is behind them. All kinds of stories I'm hearing. So the shorts are going to have a tough time fighting the FOMO at this point. How much more fun could they come up with? I mean, they're imaginative, so who knows? But SEC cleared them. DOG has been quiet. CUNY has been quiet. Meanwhile, the trial is going on, and I think, in my mind, looking good. I mean, I don't know when we get interim results. Maybe one of our viewers knows. I think the end of the year would be my guess. All right.
Actually, the crowd, it's not going to be showing up on the charts, but the crowd is talking about FedEx starting to crash.
FedEx down like 14% after hours.
Wow.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah, like I said, it's not going to show on the chart if it's such a shock.
Yeah. Well, we could look at FedEx, but first I want to look at AUPH.
That's right.
I think it's ready to break out once again. So the tremendous resistance and support at $8. We go through that $8, and you got to open up the piggy bank, I think. Right in here. Tremendous. And we basically were there today. We were knocking on the door of resistance. So I want to close above $8, please, and buy me a bunch more. I'm going to average down on this one, provided it closes above $8. Maybe it doesn't even have to close above it. As soon as it breaks $8, I might add a few more. Of course, my opinions are strictly my own, as are all of our opinions. They are our own. Not investment advice, certainly, and do your own due diligence and check with an advisor before acting. And don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And tell your friends about us, because we're nice people. And we.
Oh, you two are.
We have a good perspective. Professor Spike knew to go short the Qs yesterday, even though he had no idea why he went short.
Yeah, exactly.
It worked for him.
Yeah, and I did like what you said. I gave it 3 days, and then I just got out. And just
Look, I mean, it was a very good call. No one's going to deny you that. You had whatever reason you had, and you acted on it, and it worked. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You had a reason. So
Yeah. Well, like you guys are saying, there's a general overall pessimism. But now, so if we're seeing that we're in a bear market, then it's a question of, was it selling the rips?
I wouldn't be selling the reps, but at the same time, I would rather buy the dips than sell the reps.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't blame you, but
I'm by
it doesn't seem we're in
nature,
that kind of market at this
I'm by
point.
nature a bull because to me, the stock market goes in one direction ultimately, and that's up.
Hmm.
So any momentum that you have down is to be bought and held. Quality stuff. I mean, if you want to fool around shorting for trading purposes, there's nothing wrong with that to make a few shekels. But my core portfolio, I believe in holding Google, Amazon,
Yeah,
Tesla,
right. The
Apple.
Dr. J blue chips.
I'm not selling them. I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't.
All right. What did you want me to look at? FedEx?
But then you have
Yeah.
another one that you wanted to look at. Come on, so we have a request for PLX. Right. We could look at Tandem again, but I don't think it's worth doing.
Had a nice pop today. 8% up. It looks, anytime you see that kind of pop on the down day, it's nice.
Yeah, certainly.
It's obviously news driven. Has good support right from the low of the day before, $1.04. Looks like very good support, which is also the 200, right? So you got the 200 as solid support, and that's important. So you basically know $1.04 is your floor. So if you want to fool around with this, what the most you can probably lose is 15% or so on your money if you're a trader. If you have a longer term perspective, this looks like as good a place as any to buy it. To really break out and to show a lot of potential for running, you need to break above this 6.3 high of $1.26. Look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's solid.
it's a spot.
Yeah. So this one is easy to play. And you can play it, buy now, sell at $1.25, or buy at $1.27 and sell it at $7. And you can play it either way. You know what I mean? You can play it as a Momo play, or just buy it now and sell it at $1.25, or sell it at $1.03. However you want to play it. If you're a trader, you could also short it. Whatever you want. Looks like an interesting stock to play. And
Well, it's just interesting because of what we're talking about. This happens to be in the biospace,
yeah,
so it may be that the biospace is going to start showing some action.
yes, this looks like it's stock where you can get some action.
I mean, just in general. I mean, like my IBBs or whatever I have, those or the XBIs.
Truth of the matter is,
Buying.
the truth of the matter is, if you really want to play this for a swing, you probably have to put your stop in at about 99 cents.
Yeah. Well, the range you draw right there seems like the
Because
range.
you have a double bottom at about 102, right?
Yeah, bail at 102, and I mean, if you buy the middle, play the Brownian motion.
Yeah, you could buy like I like to. You come down to the 100, you buy about a 112, 111, 75.
And then roll the dice, flip the coin. Actually, it's a 50-50 then.
It's a very interesting stock to play as a trade or potentially as a hold if it breaks at 126. I like this chart. It's just very interesting. All right. What else before dwell on it too long?
Well, we got no more requests.
Okay, so then we're done, right? Are we
Yep.
done?
We are
Want to
done.
take a quick look at FedEx?
FedEx and
Oh, that's the answer.
BCRX? I'll look at FedEx and maybe BCRX.
Oh, that's right. That was the one you wanted before.
FedEx is 174, that big red line, huh? And this all happened after hours?
No, that's the one from, I think. No, I guess it's not. Yeah, after hours went down $50. Is that what I see?
173 after hours.
Oh, 31. Okay.
Down $31.
Yeesh.
Yeah. All right, I don't know what the news is. I guess it was bad news, right? Obviously.
Well, weak guidance, and it looks like the strike with the train thing, they're trying to avert that.
All right. I don't
Well,
know.
is
I
that
don't
good news or bad news because they have to pay?
know. Just maybe it's a buying opportunity for a great company. I don't know. Without knowing exactly what's going on, I would just be an observer. But it could be that it's just a buying opportunity. I don't know what caused it again. And BCRX, I've made a lot of money with FedEx through the years. I'm not in it now, but
Right. Buy in November, sell in January. Buy in November, sell in
no, I'm
January.
particularly fond of that particular company. But again, I'm not recommending it. I don't recommend anything anyway. I'm not thinking myself of buying at this point. This one is looking weak off this red candle today. I see the problem, but we still have a ways to go in terms of support. I would get nervous if it goes below the open on this candle from whatever day that is. Let's see what day that is. That day is the 4th, August 4th. The open was 1271. It's close.
Mm.
I would get nervous with a close below that because you see what you have. You have that big gap fill, and that would take us down to 1102.
Oh,
No, 1115. So 1115 might be the magnet that
before.
I don't know what's wrong with BCRX. They got the okay to continue the trial for factor D. To me, the fundamentals are very strong. Oladeo is very strong, I think.
I think the news is that they appointed a couple of guys into some development, some executive positions, which means they're probably spending more money, and people don't like that.
That's true.
Right. Any kind of hopes of a buyout become diminished when they do those moves.
Well, that's true. You say it's true. But again, the company is on solid footing. They're an innovative company with really good talent. So I wouldn't sweat it. Not in the long term. In the short term, it's possible. It's possible we pull back into the low 11s. Yeah, possible. Not saying no on that.
We're talking $20 or $25 like a month ago.
Yeah, look, that's still my target, even if it goes to 11.
Yeah.
All right, so this has been Dr. J, Professor Spike, and Kamal, streaming live from Long Island, New York, with the wrap up from today and the week. And happy trading to tomorrow, and see you guys on Tuesday, right?
Monday.
Yeah.
Either way, you can pick it.
Oh, apparently, Dan said the Stonehouse was shot his mouth off, and that brought the market down.
Oh.
Brought the consternation down on PCRX. All right, hasta luego. See you all on Tuesday. Ciao.
Bye.
But
We'll do Kim Farm the next time.